Swell Season Surf Radio. I'm your host, Tyler Brewer. I hope everyone is healthy and safe. I hope you all are surfing in solitary spots at a safe social distance. And thank you for listening. Nigel Louis, owner and operator of Station RBNY, is a lifelong surfer, resident of Rockaway Beach, and is a guy who is always engaging and trying to do something positive for his community. Nigel comes on the show today to talk about his current fundraising efforts for the Rockaway Food Relief Program, life as a retail owner in the time of COVID, how does one navigate the minefield of opportunities to spread the virus in a retail environment, and we also get into a little surf talk as well. So, it's definitely a very interesting conversation. And for those of you not familiar with Station RBNY, it's a nice local surf shop right off the 90th Street stop on the A train. His store has a decent selection of boards, wetsuits, and all things you find in a proper surf shop. He's a small business owner who's having to figure out how to reinvent how he does his business. Imagine, imagine here, close your eyes even. Imagine you're in a surf shop and you see a really gorgeous board and you're just like, oh, I want to go see, oh, look at those rails. They look hard all the way on the side there. Yeah. Oh, let's go give it a feel, right? Let's go over there, touch the rail a little bit of the board. And all of a sudden, the surf shop employee is going to have to go and ask you to stop, don't touch the board, and then put on a disposable glove before you can even touch it. And then you're really not getting the same feel. And how are you going to try on a wetsuit in a surf shop now? Sandals? Is that going to be difficult to do? Are shops going to have to adopt a you touch it, you bought it policy? These are all new realities that retailers are going to have to confront in this uncertain time. And Nigel and I really, talk about a couple of examples and get into it a little bit about how he's going to have to open up and what it's going to look like. And it's, and have to reinvent your business a little bit. And it's a creative time. So it's also, could be quite exciting for some people. And Nigel definitely seems like he's up to the task. And now, before we get on with the show, part of the reason Nigel is coming on is for a bunch of you listeners who might be listening right now. So if you are listening before Memorial Day weekend 2020, I encourage you to go on to Instagram, check out at Station RBNY for details about the Rockaway Food Relief Program and the raffle fundraiser that they're organizing. And they're doing this in collaboration with the Wave News, Grind Time Skate, and the Rockaway Farmers Market to support the St. Camillus Food Pantry program. Now, this program distributes food kits every Wednesday to those in need. And this is a local community effort as part of the ideal Give Where You Live. So definitely go check it out. They got surfboards, wetsuits, and all sorts of other goodies up for grabs. And it supports something we all can feel good about, So go check out at Station RBNY, and they have the raffle going. Go support your local community. Definitely, if you surf out in Rockaways, go support. You may walk away with a new board. Sweet. And of course, for all of you, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at swellseasonsurf. And don't forget to leave a lovely comment about the show. And of course, got a shout out to Wax.radio for being awesome hosts of Swell Season Surf Radio. So cheers, Wax. And without further ado, we have here Mr. Nigel Louis. So how's it going, man?
Good, hanging in there. I always say just rolling with the punches. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm grateful for a lot of things, so I'm doing okay. It's definitely, I'm concerned about a lot of people and stuff, and all those things. And I think a lot about small businesses, particularly, and how you're weathering through this right now.
Yeah.
How are things been? Have you been able to get the loan? And then let's unpack all
no,
that.
yeah. So I mean, so to start, I think we're weathering through it. Okay, you know, I have a really good partner who's been kind of doing some stuff on the back end, and you know, I've been just doing some stuff on the front end, and I think that we've kind of been muddling our way through. Didn't get this small business loan as we thought we would have got it. Just, you know, there's so many stipulations as to what qualifies to get it, and there was like one or two that we didn't qualify for. So that was kind of it. In a weird way, I'm almost, it's hard to say, but it's almost like a little bit of a blessing because I know they say a lot of things. Yeah, you wouldn't have to pay it back, if the, you know, and I just get worried about that type of stuff. So it would be nice if we can make it through clean.
Yeah,
it's tough. By no means, you know, it's easy, but it'd be nice if we can make it through clean and not have to owe any money on the back end. You know, I think the big part for me, I think for us, what this has done, I think we've always thought this way, but it's made us just really look at things a little bit differently. You know, it gave us time to really kind of assess our online presence better, our social presence, our social media presence a little bit better, think about creative ways of doing things to generate sales that maybe during, you know, regular times, maybe people just walk in, you don't have time to really think about that, you know? So, you know, it's definitely been a struggle. I think a little bit more nerve-wracking is not knowing technically what's going to happen with the beach. Like I saw something today, but there's a lot. There's so many moving parts to it. And with all that said, there are people that are dying, right? So you kind of take it with like a grain of salt. Like, of course, no one wants to, you know, fail, but there's much bigger fish in the pot right now, you know.
Oh, that's good perspective, you know, because there's a lot of people who are freaking out more about, you know, the economic aspect of it, and that is a scary thing. You know, have you gotten guidance at all from government, local government, anything on like how to proceed if you do eventually open? Like, is there any talk of that? Like, what sort of barriers you'll have to put in place or materials you have to wear? You know, how are people going to fondle surfboards? It's a big question.
Yeah. No, it's a great question. So I'm sure there's been a little bit of guidance trickling out. Like, we've not gotten anything, but, you know, specific yet, especially because technically we're not open, right? Because we're a non-essential business, which I don't get it. Surfing's totally essential, but so what we've been doing, or what we plan to do, is it's kind of always look ahead. So we anticipate maybe by mid-June, they said they'll start to ease restrictions. I think they ease a little bit of restrictions now. So what we're really doing is, you know, how do we get the store super clean? What's our plan for limiting the amount of people that can come into the store but not pissing people off, right? The big factor for us, a big question for us, is really kind of how to approach rentals, because that's obviously a big revenue driver. But it's also, you're sharing a wetsuit, you're sharing booties, you know, the surfboard, not so much, you know, but so we're looking into just like cleaning agents. It doesn't damage the suit, but effectively after every use, just so that it's sanitized. We want people to feel safe when they come out, that they're safe in the store, safe renting equipment, and not having to worry about, hey, what are these guys doing? So I think as it gets closer, we're probably going to do something to, maybe it's a post, maybe it's a short video to let people know what we're doing. I've seen a couple of stores kind of throw stuff on Instagram and list their steps. We'll probably do the same thing, but we're kind of taking it pretty seriously. You know what I mean? I know there's like naysayers, whatever it is, but at the end of the day, like I know people who have died. I know friends of family. And it's, you know, it's weird in this country. It seems like if it doesn't happen to you, no one believes that it's happening, which is,
isn't it? Like, does it not like blow your mind by seeing some of this,
crazy.
The deniers of it? You're just like,
listen, we can go into the as much as possible. You know, as much as possible. At the end of the day, people are dead, right? It means that they're not coming back. There's no more birthdays, no more like Christmases or whatever it is. And that's a big deal for the people who are close to those people. So for us, I think the way we look at it is if we could minimize that fear, but still spread a little bit of the stoke, which comes with surfing and comes with kind of even just walking into a surf shop and smelling that wax and kind of, just feeling like, man, I'm at the beach. We're going to just make sure that we do that as best as we can, and manage receipts and orders and stuff like that. I think a lot of the brands have really kind of stepped up and allowing us to do drop ship, which is really helpful because we don't have to own the product, right? We can just put it on the website, push it, they ship it, so that's been really helpful. And then allowing us to cancel a couple orders here and cut back here and offering discounts, so I think it's kind of cool. We're all working together in this way. We should be okay coming out of the back end,
Yeah.
Now, will people have money to spend to buy stuff? Hopefully, that's another bigger question, right? Because a lot of people are out of work, any money saved, I don't know, so we'll see. I'm a hopeless optimist. So I believe that this has happened before. It probably will happen in the future. We're human beings. We're strong. We are resilient, and we'll get through this shit. And we'll learn a lot from it. So that's just kind of my positive spin on it.
Yeah. So I've got some recommendations for how you can do your store. One is you'll need gloves for the fondling of the boards, disposable gloves for everyone who comes in. They want to touch a board, they have to do the gloves. But for you, that's a great way to introduce the board to the customer and have an icebreaker so you can talk to them, which is really nice.
Yeah, of course.
And then you can set up reservations online and people can reserve time, and that way you can control the flow a little bit easier and allow people, if they make reservations, they could just come in basically.
Yes, kind of like a haircut. Yeah.
I think that's like how retail, because I'm on the other end. I'm selling to you. I'm selling the wholesale, and I'm trying to understand what retailers are going to have to do to move forward, because it's not going to be so simple. And I'm just like, is anyone testing best practices?
Yeah. No, that's we're only going. So a lot of what you mentioned, we have thought about. I think maybe getting some ideas we had with obviously putting kind of like the plexiglass thing up just to protect the cashier. Maybe getting some disposable masks, just as people come in, they have to kind of put one of these on. I think there's things that can be done. The reservation piece is very good. Maybe providing a bench outside so people can sit. And it's weird. I kind of like the idea of getting creative with retail.
Yeah.
I did this course one time when I was working with Nike. They took us to they do these outings, and they did an outing, and they did this thing called the Mancini effect, like where they were explaining just ways of viewing things and how like the child's brain works different than they don't. Anyway, the thing that was really awesome about that is they posed a question, and it always makes me think about retail in this way. They go, imagine you were able to open a store and you didn't have any salespeople, right? You didn't have any product in the store, but it was a clothing store. And there were no cash registers. Now open the store, right? And you start thinking of ways that you can do it, which means that everything is technically kind of possible. You just have to think different than maybe you normally would.
Well, the new boundaries you have to be creative to work within them, like I just used recently, talking to someone as an example, like Saturday Night Live. I think it's been amazing since they've been having to do it from home. It's because like the really unique and difficult borders make you have to be flexible and creative. And I think that's what you're seeing, like the certain small businesses that have adopted social media